COVID-19 pandemic have shocked the economies of countries worldwide, and one of them is Malaysia. The COVID-19 pandemic clearly began to spread in China during December 2019, precedent moving to spread around the world. On 11 March 2020, WHO proclaimed the COVID-19 is a pandemic. With the rises of cases, it has affected people, especially students. Economically, most people, including students, are facing an unprecedented challenge toward health, living supply, and most crucial part of finance. In the midst of outrageous monetary vulnerability and rising understudy obligation at JAWS, most undergraduates say the COVID-19 pandemic has changed how they feel about their monetary future. In UUM, there are many co-curriculum, and one of it is PALAPES. PALAPES is a unit to train volunteer reserve officer from undergraduate students for the armed force in Malaysia. Those who complete training will be commissioned as sub-lieutenant in the Army and Air Force or second lieutenant in the Navy. Now we move to research question. Okay, so for this first one, we want to know what is the level of awareness on the importance on financial management behavior among UUM PALAPES students during pandemic COVID-19. So for the second one, we want to know what is the factor that influence the financial behavior among UUM PALAPES students during pandemic COVID-19, and is there any relationship between family, peers, and social media influence on financial management among UUM PALAPES students during pandemic COVID-19? Okay, so for the research objective, we want to fulfill all the research questions as I stated before. Okay, for the scope of research, the study is conducted to investigate the level of awareness of financial management among UUM PALAPES students during pandemic COVID-19, and the study will be conducted in UUM Sintuk Kedah. The total of 197 PALAPES students are participating in this study. PALAPES is one of the curricular organization in UUM, consists of 3 services, which is Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Now, I'm going to explain about the methodology that we use in our research. The very first step is we define our study design. First and foremost, we identify the sample of study and the size of study needed. Then, we can proceed to data collection, where we can develop and distribute the questionnaire. The questionnaire are distributed using the Google Form platform to the targeted respondent after we successfully done a pilot test. After all information had been collected, we analyzed the data. We had tested the reliability of the questionnaire using SPSS software and using the Chromebook Alpha as our medium to get the best reliability result. Lastly, we end our study by interpreting and discussing the result that we had obtained. According to Robert Slovin, the simplified formula for proportions can be applied to calculate sample size as follows: n equal to n over 1 plus n multiplied e power of 2, where small n the sample size of this research, while the large N is the population size of the students in UUM. E is the sampling error that can be accepted. So, using Slovin's formula, sample size of 132 is obtained, thus we get N equal to 132. Now, for data collection. This research study began on May 3, 2021 and concluded on June 6, 2021. We were using both qualitative and quantitative data collection method. 21 questionnaires relating to personal financial management and opinions of UUM PALAPES students was developed. We had pre-tested our questionnaire twice and changed it to ensure the validity of questions and responses from our respondents. We had distributed this questionnaire using a social media platform such as WhatsApp and Facebook. After all the data collected, we transferred it into Excel and SPSS for our analysis. The data was encoded and analyzed using SPSS analysis software and also Excel. Next, this is the preview of Google form that we had distributed to the respondents.
Okay, so for the research analysis, age, the majority of students who answer is between 20 to 25 years old and followed by 20 years old and below. For gender, as you can see, 40% is male and 59% is female. Majority race for the respondent is Malay and the least one is others. Majority of the respondents come from household of 2,500 to 5,000 and the minority come from household income 15,001.
Hence, we continue to analyze the financial awareness. So the objective of this section is to examine the level of awareness on the importance of financial management among UUM PALAPES students during this COVID-19. So we can see based on the table, the Chromebook Alpha for financial awareness were reliable as it is above 0.6, which is 0.688. Next, we can see based on the graph, there are majority of the respondents agree that they are aware of good financial management, which a total amount of 51.58%. In contrast, only 0.30% respondents said he or he strongly disagree. Next, for the financial behavior. So the objective is to determine the factors that influence the students' financial behavior among UUM PALAPES students during this pandemic. So the table indicated that Chromebook Alpha for financial behavior were also reliable above 0.6, which is the value is 0.707. So next, based on the graph, we can see that most of the students agree with the statement and only with the percentage of 44.06% and only 0.30% of respondents did not agree with the statement.
Now we move to the relationship between family, peers, and social media influence on financial behavior among UUM PALAPES students during pandemic COVID-19. Okay, for the first one, as you can see above, the Chromebook Alpha is 0.804 and Chromebook Alpha based on standardized item is 0.802. It's a reliable statistic because it's above 0.6. Okay, now we move to the item. Okay, for the highest one is agree, where the vote is 264 and the percentage is 40%. And the least one is strongly disagree, where the frequency is 13 and the percentage is 2%. Overall of mean is 2.184. We received many suggestions from respondents saying what influenced their financial behavior. Okay, so for the first one is personal finance, followed by social networking and family, friends, pandemic COVID-19 and others share the same percentage.
For conclusion, the level of awareness on financial management among UUM PALAPES students may be high, but there are some students still having debt due to unstable financial management. Therefore, a negative correlation may be determined between awareness and the patterns of financial management among them. So, in this research, the level of awareness of financial management among UUM PALAPES students is looking forward to be increased after answering the survey conducted. It is also expected UUM students will have planning to have a good financial management to avoid having difficulties in future.